June of 2026, a chilling video was uploaded to YouTube by Full Draw Outdoors that would go on to creep out millions across the internet. The channel is run by a seasoned outdoorsman known for taking his audience deep into the wild, most notably hunting invasive Burmese pythons and alligators in and around the Florida Everglades. On this particular night, he and his crew were out on the water for what should have been a standard trip. They were heading out with a clear plan, expecting a quiet night of bow fishing in a remote, pitch-dark area near a boat ramp. Then suddenly, everything changed. As they navigated the dark water, they noticed something deeply unsettling near the shoreline. It wasn't a gator or the typical wildlife they were used to seeing out there, but rather a woman standing chest-deep in the middle of the lake and completely motionless in total darkness. Naturally, the footage left the internet with endless questions, even by wild Florida standards. Seeing someone chest-deep in pitch-black water late at night is beyond unusual. Anyone familiar with the area or the Everglades knows that stepping into these waters in the dark is usually a nightmare scenario, considering they are almost always infested with massive alligators. In a matter of hours, this clip spread like wildfire across social media, and thousands of wild theories flooded the comments, ranging from unsettling urban legends to paranormal encounters. Some believed it was an eerie prank, while others insisted it was something supernatural. But among the endless speculation, one theory stood out far above the rest. Viewers became convinced they were looking at a missing person connected to a high-profile case out of Kansas, where this silent figure was a missing mother who had recently vanished with her 6-week-old baby. With rumors spiraling out of control and public concern reaching a boiling point, the creator posted a follow-up video to address the frenzy and set the record straight.
A lot of people have been asking about the lady in the lake. Several people asked if it was in Arkansas or Kansas, either or. I did reply back to them because they were concerned that it might have been a woman that went missing with her child. I did let them know that it wasn't out there. So yeah, we were out there that night. We were out bow fishing. We had already went by that place and we were headed back to the bow ramp. And that's when we noticed that that woman was in the lake. We didn't notice anybody else with her. And a lot of people were asking, wondering if we reached out to her and, make sure she was okay. And yes, we did. It's not every day that you go to the lake and see a woman out there in the middle of nowhere, pitch dark. So we did ask her if she was okay, if she needed any help, but she never replied back to us. She never acknowledged us, anything. All she did was just slowly turned away from us. She just kept looking away. We just left her alone. So yeah, we tried to help her out, so we let her be.
As he explained, they tried calling out to her multiple times before filming, but she remained completely silent. Slowly turning away into the dark, they scanned the shore, but found no tents, campfires, or anyone else around. This led viewers to speculate she was experiencing a severe mental health crisis, dealing with extreme substance intoxication, or suffering from intense confusion and sleepwalking. Whatever her reality was, her total detachment from the world around her made the scene deeply concerning and unsettling. And they watched her stand completely still in the water for another 10 minutes as their boat headed toward the ramp, until the darkness swallowed her up entirely. The creator later addressed the massive safety concerns from viewers, clarifying that unlike the typical alligator-infested Everglades swamps, there were actually no alligators in that specific body of water. But even without gators, leaving behind a completely silent figure standing alone in a pitch-black lake left them and millions of viewers with one of the strangest encounters ever caught on camera. In early February of 2021, a deeply unsettling piece of footage surfaced on the YouTube channel Arnold Outdoors that left viewers stunned to their core. The video documents creator Arnold and his friend venturing miles off the grid, pushing deep into the snow-drenched, freezing wilderness near Bend, Oregon. Equipped for the elements, they were planning a winter off-road camping trip to relax under the stars, expecting a quiet night in the high desert, something they had done successfully countless times before. But out in the middle of nowhere, as total darkness set in, their peaceful escape quickly spiraled into a terrifying real-life nightmare.
It really sounds like it's coming from that way to me. They're right fucking there, dude. Kill the lights.
To fully understand how quickly their night turned into complete chaos, we need to take it back to where it first started. Hours earlier, they had driven miles away from civilization, steadily climbing higher into the remote trails near Bend. But as night fell and snowy conditions picked up, they were still searching for a place to set up camp, so the crew pushed even deeper into the mountains. Eventually, they pulled over in the pitch-black wilderness to check out a potential spot and to see if the location was right for the night. However, as they scanned the tree line, they spotted some strange lights moving through the trees, and whatever was making it was heading straight for their position.
Still trying to find a spot. We found another little off-road, offshoot road.
So we're in the middle of flipping nowhere. You can't even see nothing.
And over there you can see one lone little, or
Yeah.
two actually.
Yeah, you can't
That
see
looks
shit.
like fire to me.
Yeah.
Maybe a fire, 2 or
Possibly.
3 miles off, and another little light way off.
But yeah,
there,
we're not gonna know what this place even looks like till tomorrow, so. All right, so we gotta leave. There's creepy ass people with red headlamps coming towards us out of the woods,
Well, here's what happened.
about 400 yards off.
No, not even. Like 300.
Yeah, 300 yards, and once we parked, back up a little.
That's what I'm doing, man.
They separated from each other.
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
There's 2 people with red headlamps on and 2 people with bright headlamps on.
Yeah.
And you can see them moving. We can see silhouettes against the moonshine.
Yep.
There's what little bit of lights out here. And you can tell by the way they were bobbing that it was clearly people.
And they were walking towards us.
And it's the kind of red headlamps,
That you can't see very well.
You can't see very well.
But you can spot critters and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and,
Too creepy for me, man. And they were splitting up and heading down towards us. So nope,
Yeah.
we're out of here. We'll find somewhere else. So
Yeah, they were spreading out and heading
Yeah.
towards us.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
pretty freaky.
After fleeing the mysterious figures in the woods, the 2 friends drove further into the high desert to locate and set up a new camp, hoping the worst of the night was behind them. They eventually found a secluded off-road location surrounded by untouched snow. With no signs of anyone else around, it felt like they were finally safe. By 11:30 p.m., with temperatures dropping below freezing, they were settled inside their shelter, finally starting to relax by the fire. But that sense of peace was short-lived, when the sudden sound of gunshots echoed nearby, violently shattering the quiet night.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, kind of.
You hear that?
Yeah, what was that? A gunshot?
Gunshot or a vehicle? Vehicle. Sound like a vehicle on a gravel road.
Almost sound like gunshots.
It did almost sound like gunshots echoing. But there's lots of people out here.
Definitely a gunshot.
Close. Really close. Like within a mile.
Probably within fucking half a
Half a mile. Sounds like a 22 and it sounds like it's coming from that way.
Sounds like it's coming from behind you.
It's 11:30. Someone must be going to bed. Shooting guns off before they go to bed or
Yeah,
something.
scare all the coyotes off.
Sounded like a 22 to me.
Kinda, yeah.
Cracky, snappy. It's really close though, like
Yeah, normally I would answer, but
with those freaks earlier.
yeah, I don't like those freaks, man.
It really sounds like it's coming from that way to me. I'm gonna turn my head.
At first, they tried to convince themselves that those gunshots were just distant target shooters, and that the faint engine rumble was nothing more than passing traffic far off beyond the trees. But within minutes, the distance between them and the noise rapidly collapsed. Those distant pops began to grow uncomfortably closer, and the quiet background hum erupted into the heavy, aggressive roar of a revving engine, heading directly down the trail, closing in on their campsite with every passing second. Realizing a vehicle was actively approaching them in complete, pitch-black darkness, they immediately reached for their firearms, clutching their weapons and bracing themselves for whatever was coming down that trail.
I'm not gonna shoot unless I show you.
1022.
Hang on.
I feel like we should at least once.
Yeah.
Just one shot. So they can't pinpoint us, but they know we're here. You know what I mean?
Oh, you got an extra round? Don't shoot
I have one extra silver tip
No, don't do that.
vehicle.
It sounds like they're moving. Let's turn that off.
Yeah, it sounded like a vehicle. They're right fucking there, dude.
I like driving around shooting.
Hooting and hollering and shooting. It's teenagers hooting and hollering. Kill the lights. They might shoot at us. Kill it and get low. For real.
In a desperate attempt to remain unseen, they scrambled into cover and killed all power to their rig, doing everything they could to disappear into the dark. Lying in the snow with their guns aimed toward the roaring engine, they froze in place, praying the vehicle would roll right past their position. For a split second, it felt like it worked, that the gunshots and the threat were finally driving away. But that brief relief was shattered by one detail they couldn't turn off. While their headlamps were dead, the campfire they built was still burning bright. In a heartbeat, their worst nightmare became reality as the truck slowed down, and the intruders spotted the soft glow flickering through the trees.
For real. Fire! Where's? It's like, fire, don't fire. God dang, right there. No. I'm pretty sure he said fire. The one dude said where, and then he said, God dang, right there.
Yeah.
Pointing towards
like
our
a
fire.
Yeah.
Like they saw our fire.
Fucking rednecks, dude.
We got some redneck hill folk driving down the road in the middle of the night, just shooting randomly off into the hills.
No, it was probably fucking just dumb fucking.
City fucks.
They were shooting a 22 though.
Yeah.
We got a lot of firepower here.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely take care of ourselves if we needed to.
That's freaky, man. If someone was out here sleeping or whatever, man, it's 11:30 at night.
Yeah. Fucking assholes.
After what felt like an eternity, the truck finally drove away, disappearing into the pitch-black woods. As the sound of the engine and echoing gunshots faded into the distance, a temporary wave of relief set in. The immediate threat was gone, but sleep was out of the question. With temperatures dropping well below freezing, they stayed on high alert inside their shelter, holding their weapons and watching the tree line until dawn. When morning came, the snow revealed the chilling reality of what had happened. Deep tire ruts carved right past their camp, and empty shell casings scattered along the trail. Looking back on it, they realized just how razor-thin the line was between a tense encounter and a fatal mistake. And this definitely was a sobering reminder, knowing that a difference of just a few feet or a few seconds would have turned this night into an entirely different headline. In the winter of 2023, a video was uploaded by the channel The Newfoundland Outsider that quickly went mega viral across the outdoor community. The creator behind it is Bobby, who documents his off-grid lifestyle in the remote wilderness of Newfoundland, Canada. On that day, he was out on his snowmobile, loaded down with lumber and essential supplies, as he made his usual trek out to his off-grid cabin, in 0-degree weather and freezing rain conditions. It was supposed to be a standard supply run, but as he navigated a tight, narrow lane deep in the woods, he rounded a bend and found his path completely blocked. Standing right in the middle of the trail was a giant moose that was visibly agitated, locking eyes with him and completely refusing to move.
So there's a moose on the pass here, little 4-point bull. Hey buddy, we're just trying to get past. I feel sorry for him. He's got a long winter yet. Move off to the path a bit so I can get by. Poor thing. Although he looks fat, he's doing good. He's got little antlers and I'm surprised you haven't dropped them yet. Well, the moose got a standoff. He's not getting off the road. He's taking a stance. I'm gonna have to wait for a while and let him do what he's gonna do, go down the road and get off in the trees. In the meantime, I'll just wait here. Go on, buddy. He's not going anywhere. He's just taking a stance. After the season is closed, now I'll come across this bull 2 weeks later and the moose won't get off the path. Let's go for a walk back here. Maybe he'll get off the trail. Okay, buddy, you gotta go. Go on now. We're almost to the cabin. We just got another a kilometer to go. Not even. It's 0 degrees and it's starting to rain. And he won't get off the trail.
As this intense standoff continues, Bobby notices something wrong. The animal has a bad hip and an injured hind leg, clearly struggling just to move through the deep snow. Hoping to avoid making things worse, he plays it safe. He backs off and sits in the freezing rain for roughly 30 minutes, patiently giving the moose all the time in the world to wander off into the woods. But that plan absolutely backfires. For some bizarre reason, the moose wanders off for a brief moment, only to turn right back around and march straight toward the snowmobile, almost like it had severe separation anxiety and refused to let him leave. Realizing patience isn't working, he switches tactics and tries to scare the giant off to clear the trail. But that turned out to be a massive mistake, as the giant moose suddenly snaps, bursting forward through the snow and charging towards him at full speed.
Go on! Hurry up! Go on, I gotta get down to the cabin. Go on! Hey! Hey!
Welcome to Moose Combat. Round Moose, fight!
Go on, I gotta get down to the cabin. Go on! Hey! Hey!
Moose wins.
Fuck you do? Oh, knock my thing up. A moose attacked me. Yeah. Whew. So that was scary. So as you can see, his tracks has gone on by my cabin, and you can see him dragging his leg. Man, my heart is broken for him. And he's gone all on down through there. I hope that makes it through the winter. It looks like he's gone all the way down past the lake now, so it should be okay. Unless I get up tomorrow morning and he's waiting for me. Now I gotta fix the windshield on my snowmobile.
In a split second, the agitated moose lunges forward and kicks the snowmobile, smashing its hoof directly into the windshield and cracking the plastic. Fortunately, Bobby wasn't touched or injured during the attack, but he was definitely left shaken and even more surprised by how the animal reacted. And just like that, after vandalizing a stranger's ride, the moose casually turns around and wanders off, as if he'd just clocked out after a hard day's work. Once the coast seems clear, he gets moving again toward his cabin, only to run into the exact same moose one last time down the path. But thankfully, the big guy seems to have gotten the anger out of his system, and this time, nothing happens as he lets him pass. It was a tense, unpredictable standoff in the freezing wilderness, but in the end, he made it to his cabin in one piece, leaving him with a wild story to tell and a broken windshield to wire back together. In March of 2025, a video was uploaded to a YouTube channel by Josh the Intern that would turn out to be one of the most intense travel videos on the platform. It was created by Josh, a creator whose channel focuses on extreme solo exploration, off-the-beaten-path travel, and diving into abandoned or remote historic sites across the globe. In this specific upload, Josh found himself deep in the lush mountain jungles of Sri Lanka, setting off on a solo trek to find a secret 32,000-year-old prehistoric cave known for its controversial history of ancient cannibalism. But the moment he stepped deeper into the jungle, his routine hike took an unexpected turn, and everything began to go horribly wrong.
Look at this. This is promising. Question is down there or here? I'm gonna go here. I really am just guessing. Somewhere in this jungle is this secret cannibal cave. Over 32,000 years of human history in it, and is hidden in the trees somewhere here. Reach the end of the paved road and the start of the jungle. Wow, epic but a bit intimidating. Look at this.
Once I entered the jungle, I was very happy to find a trail that was easy to follow, but I was not so happy about what happened next.
Oh, I hear people.
Not long after stepping onto the path, two men appeared from the trees and began to follow me. At first, I walked at a normal pace, but then things got stranger. As off camera, I had told them I'd forgotten something on the trail. But then, I heard footsteps coming after me, and that's when I ran.
Just moments before this, everything was going according to plan. On paper, it was a simple day hike, and for someone accustomed to navigating extreme environments, it felt like just another day at the office. But within seconds, the vibe completely shifts. Out of nowhere, two men step onto the trail and start shadowing him. They don't say a word, they just mirror his pace, stopping dead in their tracks every time he pauses, leaving him trapped in a situation he never saw coming.
Oh, I hear people. Here we go. Here is the cave. I've been joined by some friends. They're showing me around. Very cool.
What makes this whole situation so unsettling is how they react to the lens. the second Josh raises his phone to record, both men instantly back away and dodge out of frame. But the moment he lowers the camera, they jump right back in, pressuring him to stop recording and pushing him to follow them off the main trail. Still, giving them the benefit of the doubt, Josh goes along with them. But what they show him next sets off every red flag imaginable.
I think these guys want to show me something. All right. We going this way? Okay, I'll follow you. After you.
They lead him straight to an abandoned, decaying structure in the middle of the jungle and demand that he goes inside first. Right then, the second guy quietly moves around to box Josh in from behind and cut off his rear exit. Instantly, Josh's survival instincts kick in. Knowing he can't show fear, he plays dumb and claims he just needs one more shot before heading in.
Wow. I'm just gonna get one more shot, okay? One more shot. Oh, sorry. I'm just shooting, filming, and doing more. And then I'll come, okay?
I stayed calm, acted like I wasn't suspicious, and slowly walked back towards the entrance. But it seemed like they didn't want me to leave.
I'll come soon. I just want to shoot this. But you go, I'll stay. And then I come later. I'm just filming everything. Okay? Okay.
Even with all his efforts, it seemed like those men were still trying to keep him there. Realizing he needs a distraction, Josh pretends to frame up one last camera shot. The second their guard drops, he takes his opening and starts power walking away quickly, claiming he left gear behind, before breaking into an all-out sprint the moment he hears footsteps closing in on him.
At first I walked at a normal pace, but then I heard footsteps coming after me, and that's when I ran.
Alright guys, so I have made it to safety. I wanted to wait until I was off the isolated road because there's only one way up and one way down to that cave. The adrenaline is rushed out of me. I ran down that mountain. That's why I'm very, very sweaty. It's probably a bit confusing as to what happened. I didn't want to film too much. I didn't want to film them too much because you don't know how they react. And now what I would say, is they could be extremely friendly and lovely. This to me just didn't feel like that. And so I was better safe than sorry, and so I got out of there. This is a decision that I made. These guys could have been nice and genuinely wanting to show me something. That is just not what I felt in the moment, and I've just got to trust that gut instinct, especially when I'm out there remote on my own. I've just got to trust my gut, and so that's what I did. I don't mean to discourage anyone or paint anyone in a bad light. I'm just saying how I felt in the situation and how I dealt with it.
Looking back on the encounter later, he openly acknowledged that there's a chance he misread the situation entirely, and maybe those men were completely harmless. On the surface, that explanation sounds plausible. Between the language barrier, unfamiliar terrain, and natural anxiety, they might have just been trying to show a tourist a local spot, meaning this whole ordeal was nothing more than an overreaction. But when you weigh the evidence and look closely at the sequence of events, it's hard to ignore what actually happened. Two strangers silently tailing him, deliberately ducking out of frame whenever the camera rolled, and the worst of it all, luring him off path to an abandoned structure, then maneuvering behind him to cut off his escape route. At the end of the day, in a situation like this, where he was solo traveling with zero backup, prioritizing safety over politeness and trusting his gut was without a doubt the right call.